call this movie Knives Out?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want to call it. But no.
Just see it, but no.
So I should just say, it'll be very clear for anyone watching, I have not gotten to see the movie. I say no one has. Clearly some people in this world have seen this movie, but the veil of secrecy is very strong, even just a few hours before it premieres. So to ask you guys, how are you at secret keeping after this many years of Benoit Blanc? Have you improved your secret keeping skills?
Well, considering you're the only one in the cast who's seen the movie.
Oh, you're the only one.
I think I've done pretty well secret keeping, maybe too well.
Wow. Why are you the only one? Because of cause you have to be the one who solves the mystery?
Ryan and I have an arrangement. Just a little deal we have that we got with, you know. I don't know. For some reason, he wants to show me the movie. I have no idea why, but I'm very grateful that he does. So, and even allows me to comment, which is...
It's a creative partnership.
Yeah.
It's a creative partnership.
Until it isn't.
Yeah.
Until the messy breakup happening later tonight.
No.
But why is he the only one who gets to see it?
Well, but, you know, we are to a large degree creative partners in this whole thing. I mean, we started this journey together, and it's I feel lucky to be in the boat with somebody for what ended up being a really long journey. And also, I feel like not just the previous movies, but going forward, I feel like the barometer for keeping making these things for me, it'll work, is just do both of us want to, are both of us excited about making the next idea? And so, I don't know, it's me and the whole thing is just kind of the two of us kind of forging ahead.
Well, that brings the obvious question, which I wasn't going to ask until you teed it up, but do you think of this as the end of a trilogy, or is this just another stopover in what could be 20 Benoit Blanc films if we're lucky?
I don't think it's a
20.
Shot.
It's like something like aim so. Wow. Sorry, I interrupt. Trilogy. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think because very much about each movie is an individual event, and I think that's for us is incredibly important that it feels like that. It doesn't feel like we're not trying to. I'm the connective tissue. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of why it's exciting to keep making them, is because each of them, I don't know. Yeah, each of them is so incredibly different from the last.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we knew that there were going to be two when, the fact that Glass Onion was coming was announced. But did you start on this at all before Glass Onion, or did you have to get that one fully out of the way and then jump into this?
No, I finished something completely and then wake up the next morning and think I'll never have another idea again. I start from nothing. So no, this was from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at what point do you bring Daniel, your collaborator, into the process and say, "Hey, I'm thinking we're going to do this time"?
Well, we did actually at the London premiere. We because I had just been kind of.
I dragged him into a room and said, "What the f are you doing next?" No, we went and tried to go and have a cigar somewhere in a hotel and set all the fire alarms off. But a cigar, as opposed to anything else. And Ryan just sort of. I mean, didn't tell me the plot, but at least told me a kind of pretty good outline about what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, go ahead, go and write it.
How much did you feel like you needed to get a certain amount from him at that point to say, okay, no, I mean, you trust him obviously.
Yeah,
but
I
how much info do you want from him?
I just get on with it. Please, just get on with it.
It was tonal kind of though. It was kind of like, well, okay, because Glass Onion was so big and broad. It was the main thing I pitched was just, I think we bring the next one kind of down to earth and kind of.
That's right. Yes.
More,
Now I remember.
Yeah.
But also I felt I don't know. We've been. You can react to things. You can sort of like, well, we did this, and that now we're going to do this, and it didn't feel like that was it's never the right thing to do. But it did feel like we had scope. We've kind of explored it. And there was a kind of, there's another avenue. This happens to be the sort of to do with the locked door mystery and a more gothic, a little more gothic and a bit darker, but it's still within the realm of of the original movie. It's like it still has sort of a few rules and regulations that you've got to stick to. So, but it's a departure, but it's still all there.
Well, with Glass Onion, Last of Sheila was a reference that you brought up a lot as a tone or a idea for something. Is there a movie like that for this one, or that you're willing to reveal at this point?
Yeah, I mean,
Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur. It's
so there's chariots
greatest,
in this one. I'm so glad.
greatest show on earth. Yeah, very much so. It's well, yeah. I mean, but the references for this one are more books than
Right.
movies. I mean, movie wise, you got to kind of go to kind of early Universal horror, I guess, for sort of some. But books wise, it's John Dickson Carr is a huge influence. Who was contemporary of Christie's, and he was one of the Golden Age writers. But he wrote Impossible Crime, so he wrote these kind of logic puzzle type things. But he also wrote in a very Poe-like, almost verging on the supernatural gothic horror style.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the biggest influence, I think, on this one.
Well, because Benoit Blanc is a character who's very specific, but you've been able to adapt him into a lot of different worlds. And do you feel like that you need to change it up for the character specifically, not even for what the story you want to tell, but you got to put this guy in different worlds so we get to see new parts of him in some way, or use the character in a different way, or use Daniel in a different way? Like, is that part of the challenge of changing it up?
Well, I feel like it kind of, but it's also, you could look at it from both sides. It's also just, we kind of come up with an interesting story, and then I think the big thing of Blanc is writing him to the needs of the story. But that ends up doing exactly what you're saying. It ends up giving him a unique thing to do. And in this one, this one I think is the probably like kind of the biggest. I don't know. To me, Blanc is really interesting in this one in terms of what he goes through and where he starts and where he ends up. Yeah.
Does Daniel agree with that? That it's a journey in this one?
Yeah, yes, I do, but as always, it's to do with the relationships he has with and particularly with Josh O'Connor's part of Father Judd. It's like their relationship is what informs the journey and where he starts, and basically sort of Blanc's relationship towards religion and Judd's sort of intelligence, and it's like it's all about the other actors.
Yeah. Well, I did want to ask about them, even though they're not with
it's nothing
us.
about me. It's all about the other actors.
You guys are welcome to brag about or rag on the other actors. We're here to defend themselves.
Yeah.
But this,
They'll
you
be
have
doing
this
it about
partnership.
me. Don't worry.
You guys had this partnership. You've been making these films. You have a really clear sense of what these movies are, but then you bring a whole new group of people in here and have to have them understand the world. And obviously they've seen the other movies, but how do you, I guess...
but that's just genius. I mean, one of the geniuses of this man here is that, he sets a tone. And I've now, it's the third one, and I've seen three, myself included on the first one, nervous as hell coming into it. And I'm nervous as hell when we do the second one, but I'm also watching another group of people who are... They're not sure that it's what's the tone, how are we coming in, and what Ryan does is he immediately puts everybody at ease and it says we're here to play, we're here to have fun, we're here to have it's serious, and there's a I think the best comedy comes from truth, and that's what Ryan is laser about, but it's also It's allowing. It's sort of, what do they call it? With a horse, you give a horse its head. You can with the actors, it's about giving it its head. It's like, and he does with that. That sounded wrong. Just stop me. Just anyway. There are better metaphors, but I'll stick with that one.
I think we know what you mean.
Well, I'll also throw in. Obviously, it's very much. I mean, because I see the number one on the call sheet here, also in terms of saying the tone on the set, and I think all the actors' eyes are going to Daniel when they show up, and he comes not only prepared, but he comes with that same energy of coming to play, coming to have fun, and so yeah.
How do you get people to come into play when, like, there's 60 crew people who all have to make their day and the sun's going down? Like, how do you maintain that in the very challenging logistics of a film set?
I mean, I think the caliber of actors that we're casting is just the answer. I mean, the reality is these are, it's pretty, on one hand, we've gotten very lucky with the cast that we've had. On the other hand, it's a little bit of a self-selecting process, because anyone who's going to be excited to come on board a true ensemble movie is going to be excited is because they're jazzed by what that brings, which is actually, I mean, yes, plugging in all of their skills, but actually playing off of a group of other actors and approaching it almost like, we keep it feels like summer stock theater or something. And so, but what you're describing is just also because, I mean, Glenn Close is going to stand up there under the highest pressure situation and nail it.
She turns out she knows how to make a movie.
Right, went right at magic hour. She'll give it to you, yeah.
Well, I remember when you guys were making Glass Onion and like it was COVID lockdown era, like the fact that anyone got to be on a film set felt like a miracle. So did making this, was that at least a little bit less pressure of it's not defying a pandemic to get the movie made?
I mean, I guess so, but also the reality is a movie is such a, I don't know, when you're making a movie, you're in such a fishbowl and such a bubble, and so the pressure.
Whether or not there's a pandemic,
yeah, everything kind of like goes way outside of it. I mean, it was nice to not have to wear masks on this one in the Greek heat, 110 degree Greek heat. But yeah,
we were all very jealous of what looked like a vacation from a distance.
It was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, you work hard for this. Something I'm asking a lot of people in these interviews, and I think it's a topic for everybody, is about getting audiences to see movies in theaters, which is not ever a given. And with these movies, it's so specific. It's so clearly a priority of yours that you're getting these in theaters before they go on to Netflix. And I mean, just for either of you guys, like watching what's happening and then coming to a film festival like this and seeing what happens when people see something in a theater. How do you get that word to spread to other people? Like, what do you think it's going to take to get that sense of movie going back in the broader culture?
I mean, I think the audiences are leading it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's, I mean, we can pedal all we want, but the reality is, and this is what's truly encouraging to me, I think you see among audiences, and specifically amongst young audiences, people wanting to have the experience of being in the theater.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing that can lead it. I think if that's not there, it doesn't matter how much we do this or shout about how important the blah, blah, blah is. Yeah. It's just going to sound like preaching. The reality is it has to be an experience people want to have. And I feel like there have been many, we're looking at, Sinners over the summer, seeing kind of how that caught on fire in the culture and how people wanted to go. I saw a screening of that, and there were like a group of like dudes in their 20s coming out, and one of them was talking about the 70 millimeter print and explaining to his friends, like, and that's it's happening. Yeah,
wow.
I think so. Yeah,
that's really good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, that video Ryan Coogler made explaining like the different perfs. It was like the best film marketing I've ever seen. So cool, yeah, I mean, when it comes to theatrical movie going or really anything in the business, like what trends are you guys seeing that seem like they're heading in the right direction about getting good movies made, period, about the entire business of film surviving?
I mean, there are great movies being made. I mean, it's happening. It doesn't stop happening. And I don't see it, ending anytime soon. It's going to change. But, I mean, I think you're speaking to that and about sort of younger audiences coming in. They will drive it. And that's kind of just, it's sort of out of our hands. I mean, as an older generation, it's out of our hands. It's like it's kind of not up to us.
Yeah.
And as we can scream and shout about it, as you just said, but it's just, they've. It's going to find a way. I mean, to be.
Life finds a way.
I mean, art finds a way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, so for tonight, the premiere of the movie is happening. There's going to be that packed house, which is a great feeling to have. What do you guys do when you've both seen the movie already? Everyone else has to sit and watch it, but you don't have to. But do you sit through it and listen to everybody? You stand in the back?
We kind of do tonight because I think watching it with an audience for the first time is just such a and also it being Toronto, which is this is the home of these movies. It's
really
where we've where we brought them, and I it's incredibly exciting. And the Toronto audiences are, they can be tough, but they're also incredibly enthusiastic. And that's so if we can get a little bit of that tonight, that would be amazing.
I feel like they're not famously tough. They're like everyone wants to love a movie here. It's a great feeling.
This is like a treat for me, and I hate watching my movies.
I was going to ask.
I read about filmmakers who say they love watching their movies. I envy that. That's how I should be. I feel like I have a knot in my stomach, except for at Toronto Saturday night at the Princess of Wales. I feel like there's. This is something I've been looking forward to since we were on set a year ago.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, it's really true.
Is there a particular scene that, again, not to spoil it, like that but you're going to hear people flip out about, like, because I know the moment in Glass Onion, like there's the moment where that story flips, and you can hear the audience react to it. Is there something like that here?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, there's a couple. There's a
Well,
couple.
and then once it's premiered, though, the secret keeping isn't over. Like, you guys have to keep you do a really good job. And your letter that you sent to press, I
But
think,
also,
right,
what's
is
been
like-
really great
yeah.
is that you know, I know you've made comments about this, but it's that the press have been very respectful of it and not ruining it for everybody. And it's that kind of, you know, that's we don't rely on that because you can't. But it's been incredibly nice to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's like a spoiler culture around like bigger franchise movies, which you're both very familiar with, where it's like get the information out there as soon as possible. But when you have something that people feel like they want to protect in some way,
I think that's been our genuine experience with these 3 movies, and not just also, I mean, with the entertainment press, but also just with the internet in general, which
Yeah.
is almost more surprising. But it's lovely. I think in general, people, if they enjoy the experience, they want to pass that experience on. They want to pee on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah.
Pee on it.
Sure.
All right.
You guys and your metaphors. This is
we're on it.
Like to every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Go on out.
it's 2 o'clock. I need 30 after.
if Glenn Close were here, would you be talking like that? Is
Oh, she would be
She-
like a sailor. Are you kidding me? Glenn Close would
All right.
out-pee all of us.
Looking forward to that one next time. Thank you guys for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you so
everybody
much.
for watching, and keep the secrets if you know them.